Look who's back. It's your boy Jay Smooth, and I'm here with the Ringside Beer Show, welcoming everybody to the episode number 50.
50.
No 50 cent, boy.
Dude, welcome
episode.
back. What a great weekend. The fights were okay, but I went to the OC Fair this weekend, hang out with the kids,
Spend some money.
Spent some money, lots of money at the OC Fair. Yeah. What'd you guys do?
Worked. Unfortunately, my weekends consist of works. But it's okay because your boy gets tips, so.
That's all good. What you doing?
Work and gym. And that's
Work
it.
and gym?
I feel like it's far away. Yeah.
We'll bring it closer.
I did. Sorry. Sorry. I was reading this thing on Canelo and Plant. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
But
You want to get right into it right away?
No, I don't. Whatever, You guys didn't even mention the shirt.
I see that. You busted out the heat on this episode for the 50th episode. Woo!
Yes, sir.
Isn't it crazy how we just 50 down already?
Line them up, knock them down. As long as these weeks keep turning, boy, we're going to be here, and we're going to be making episodes.
There you go.
Yeah, man. I can't believe exactly a year ago we started this podcast.
We had a vision. We had some aspirations. We had some goals. And we had some actions to go along with that. I mean, to see from episode 1 all the way out to episode 50, the amount of progress that has been made, just along with the background and as well as ourselves,
Yeah, the graphics,
awesome,
everything. I feel like it's a completely different show from when we first started.
It is, and we have the brand new logos as well.
Look at that.
And this is ice cold. Y'all want me to crack it open, but I won't right now.
Yeah, we'll do it around the show.
I was just brought as an extra.
What? For the show? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're being the producer.
Yeah, I know.
You producing over here.
I'm just kidding. I think last week was my best episode by far.
Drop a comment if you think last week was Hector's best episode.
Yes, sir.
It was. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man.
So before we get are we gonna start?
No, what were you gonna say?
Can I have 3 minutes with Jason?
Oh, all right, guys. For our MMA and boxing fans, it's about to get a little basketball up in here.
See.
They wanted to talk about a little topic. Well, I don't even know what's good.
All right. So last week, as we all know, big news: Lakers, Russell Westbrook finally coming home, and then today, Dwight Howard, Trevor Ariza, Wayne Ellington coming into LA as well.
Yeah, no, this is amazing. This is an amazing time for LA. So now we have the tools to compete with the Brooklyn Nets and such. I mean, we still need to get some shooters, of course, but you bring Wayne Ellington into the mix.
Yes,
you
sir.
bring in Russell Westbrook, who's a walking triple-double.
Yes, sir.
That just brings the excitement to a whole nother level. There's some storylines that came out prior about Kawhi Leonard and Russell Westbrook. Russell was trying to get Kawhi Leonard to team up, and he actually opted out and went with Paul George to the Clippers.
Yeah.
This is now redemption time for Russell Westbrook. And what better way than to join LeBron James?
Oh, yeah. And I think that right now, this is going to be, like you said, retribution for Russell Westbrook because
Has to be.
he plays good when he has great players along with him. So he played well with Kevin Durant. He played well with James Harden. I think he's going to excel with LeBron James because LeBron James is just that dude that just excels everybody else that's around him.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, there's an entire list of people that Russell Westbrook has played with that are all-stars, Hall of Famers, and such. But at the top of the list will be LeBron James. I mean, the acclimates that he has, Kevin Durant is not the same dude. No matter what the argument is, we cannot have that actual argument.
That's true.
But for the sake of time, I'm so excited for LA. I can't wait to get a Lakers tattoo because it's going to be super lit because they won the 2020 trophy.
We still
when
need
they win the
that.
2022, it's going to be even more lit, saving some room for that.
The only thing sad today, though, AC Fresh, 3-year deal with the Chicago Bulls. That's sad.
They're going to be wilding over there in the Windy City.
All right. I'm just going to throw it out there. You guys need your own basketball podcast, dude. I'm just saying. I've been telling you guys. Tell the fans. Haven't I been telling you guys should be doing your own basketball podcast?
I'm just making sure that people want what they want. So drop a comment below.
Dude, not only that,
let us know.
help the guys out. Maybe
give us a name.
Give them a name. Yeah. Seriously, because I've been telling these guys that they're very well educated in basketball. They're very opinionated in that sport. And I'm like, dude, you guys should start your own basketball podcast. And maybe just have it on part of with the Ringside Beer show stuff,
I'm with it.
I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there. But anyways, you guys think of a name. We'll put it in the comment section for the guys. Clearly, I don't watch basketball, so I don't know. I'm just waiting for my turn, guys.
Okay, all right, you can go now.
All right, let's go into some.
We'll bring Alex there for the extra. He'll definitely be an extra.
I definitely be changing the button on that one. Just give me the cue, guys. All right. With that being said, let's go into some current events. These are current events that happened over the past week from the last episode, and continuing some Canelo Alvarez versus Jacob Plant updates.
Canelo and Plant talks broken off, sources say. Canelo Alvarez was on the verge of a deal to meet Caleb Plant on September 18th in Las Vegas, a pact that was in the works for weeks. But at the 11th hour, talks have broken off over disagreements in the contract. Multiple sources tell ESPN.
Yeah. And if you keep going to the next slide, we have Caleb Plant kind of addresses the whole negotiation behind the scenes. And this is what he said.
Canelo was offered the highest guarantee of his career. He was set to make $40 million plus Mexican TV rights and his Hennessy sponsorship. No problem. Let's fight. We gave it to him. Then they wanted the upside of the gate and pay-per-view revenue. No problem. Let's rumble. It was always agreed that it was a title unification. No rematch for either fighter. Towards the end of the negotiations, they asked for a rematch when they lose. No problem. You can have the rematch as well. I just want to fight. I question whether legacy or money is their real motive. We've been waiting for him to get done with his wedding, shooting his TV show, his golf tournament, and now we have tried to give him everything he wants and more to make this fight.
Ooh. Now, what is going... Why would the negotiations fall off? I feel like Caleb Plant kind of addressed, like, hey, I'm still down to fight, but what's the holdup, pretty much?
This is actually a beautiful thing because it makes... it sheds a little light on Canelo and who he actually is in the sport of boxing. He has so much pull and so much, strength and power and has a lot of control. Even in these scenarios, you can still give him everything that he wants, and he still has the ability to say, you know what, I don't need this fight. I'm gonna go fight up at light heavyweight.
Yeah.
And it just kind of is a reminder that you don't get to call the shots. You just kind of have to sit back and enjoy the ride if you're fighting Canelo Alvarez.
But who's the last belt? Maybe I'll go to you. What's the last belt that Canelo wants that Jacob Plant has, and can't they force them to fight? Kind of like, how the WBO says like, oh, we need to have a title unification or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you need to relinquish the belt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking you guys.
I'm not sure if that's an actual thing. Because Canelo is not necessarily in that division. I don't know. Actually, he is, right?
Yeah, he is. That's the whole point why they're fighting.
I'm not too sure. It might just be like a WBO thing, WBC thing.
Yeah.
People feel free to drop a comment and help us as well because we are not necessarily as educated as we would like to be in that.
We're a bunch of casuals, as our fans.
We're a bunch of casuals. Hey, but guess what? We got a podcast, boy. Sup with it.
But yeah, I always thought that they could force you, and I'm pretty sure Hector's looking it up. They would force you or pressure, I would say.
I do know
to take on that fight.
I do know that they have the ability to sanction certain fighters, right? But I just don't know if it's in fact applicable to this scenario. Because Canelo has belts already, so it's not like he's like the number one contender for that specific
belt.
So the only belt that he has, it's only literally one, and it's the IBF World Super Middleweight belt.
Okay.
That he won back in 2019. That's the only belt that he has, and that's the only belt that Canelo needs to unify all the.
But the belts. IBF will not force him to defend it against anyone.
No, I think that's like Jason said. That's a WBO, WBC thing that they do, but IBF doesn't have
those rules. See, now that's kind of I'm glad you looked that up because I always thought the boxing rules were across the board. Apparently, there's these rules for this belt, this rule for these belt. So
yeah, but back into what Caleb Plant said, I think it's more about Canelo's legacy than it is about the money. I feel like Canelo, I think he has like some kind of a little bit of doubt that Caleb might actually win because
but he gave him we reread that he says like I'll give you the rematch if that's what you want.
But again at the same time like if he does end up losing to Caleb Plant,
that'd be kind of bad.
That'd be bad for him because again he hasn't lost in 8 years. He's been dominating for 8 years, so if he loses to Caleb Plant in this first fight that they get, Like, what does that mean for Canelo's legacy after that?
That means he's already peaked.
Well, I'm not necessarily, because even I would say we all agree that Canelo would probably win this fight.
Okay, so why don't you just? So he's the A side, you know.
Yeah, he's the A side.
You're the A side, bro. You are Floyd Money Mayweather, and he's Canelo. Pretty much how I see it. You know, back when they fought 8 years ago.
Okay.
You know, you just sit back. You tell him what you want. He'll give it to you. You're gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid. It doesn't matter if the X's and O's. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You are only worried. You should only be worrying about unifying the belts, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, don't be a prima donna. Don't.
Are you talking about Canelo, or are you talking about Jacob Plant?
No, Canelo.
You're talking about Canelo.
Yeah.
Don't tell him not to be a prima donna.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I should have said that. Canelo shouldn't be a prima donna. He should just focus on unifying the belts, because that's what he's worked 8 years for him to do that.
No, I kind of like Hector's point. I feel that this is the actions here that Canelo's and his team is taking. It does seem like there's maybe some doubt that there's, potential that he might lose. The fact that they're, asking for a rematch, that's clearly a sign, but that's probably more common than anybody knows,
So then what?
Yeah, but he
especially
didn't
for somebody of that stature.
The negotiation came to a halt. When reading it, I thought it was from Caleb Plant's side of the camp.
Oh, when
you
first read it,
Yeah, when I first read the headline, I was like,
maybe they were
negotiations came to a halt.
Maybe they were just unhappy with trying to provide more time.
Yeah. So I was reading, like I said, I was reading an article on all this, and there's more stuff to it. So I guess he goes on to say that so he was trying to give him everything that Canelo was asking for, but then at the end of the day, he was like, well, if Canelo gets sick, we have to wait for Canelo for him to get better or whatever. But if I get sick, he already has someone in place. So he already had a plan B if he didn't get this fight with Platt.
Which was the light heavyweight
fight.
Which
is the light heavyweight fight. Yeah. So, like I said, at the end of the day, you just need to worry about the belt. Don't be, like I said, a prima donna, because that's what you're acting like right now. Mm-hmm. So it is what it is. I think I agree with Caleb Plant on how Canelo's acting, but at the end of the day, it's up to Canelo to see what he wants to do.
Okay. Shoot. I like that, man. All right. What do we have next?
We have Artem Lobov officially calling it a day.
He's retiring.
One of the OG official GOATs of MMA is finally calling it a day. Look at that beautiful picture right there. That picture was chosen for a reason.
Yes, it was chosen for a reason. If you guys remember, we were one of the sponsors for the Artem Lobov versus
Jason Knight.
No. Artem Lobov
before that.
Pauline
Malignaggi.
Yeah, they were Ringside Beer actually sponsored that event, one of the bare knuckle events out in Florida.
That's right, you told me that.
That medallion is an OG
photo,
classic.
That Artem Lobov rocking the Ringside Beer lanyard, man. I was like, heck yeah. Of course, I got to get that photo. I got to get the photo.
That's dope.
If you people didn't think we were official, it's just some casuals. Go back, because that was a while ago.
That was right after, or pretty close, coattails of Mayweather McGregor, right?
And y'all know the story about that one.
If
you don't, go back to episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I feel like we bring it up every episode.
They do, yeah.
Somehow.
Almost every week.
All right. What do we have next?
Looks like we have George Masvidal stating he is ready to fight in December or earlier. So according to these tweets, he was asked, when do you realistically want to get back into the octagon? His response was December or earlier. Next question was, next goal, champ, who you want? And he responded, anyone that gets me to the title again. I don't discriminate. # super necessary.
And then we have one person replying, one fighter, Leon Edwards. He says, I'll be ready in November or December. Stop with the excuses. # back in blood.
Y'all have to run that.
Oh my gosh. If they make that fight happen, that would be
I don't see there being any other. He has two options at this point.
Who?
Who's
he?
Leon.
Leon
he is George Masvidal. Okay. George Masvidal has two options at this point. One is Leon Edwards because of the 3-piece in the soda scenario.
Classic. You gotta tie that up and finally give the fans.
You have to put a bow on that present. Okay. Second and only other fight is Colby Covington. Former teammates, former homies, turn into enemies. That's because Colby Covington's gonna lose again against Kamaru Usman. And then that justifies the fight against George Masvidal. It's all set in stone.
Bro, you never know.
I know.
Oh, this is gonna be exciting because we don't. Dude, I don't know. I think this is a great fight for Masvidal. You close a chapter on this fight. Everyone gets to see who is the baddest out of these two. Mother lover out of these two. And my predictions, I think Leon Edwards might edge that fight, but George Masvidal might be faster and stronger. And Nate Diaz almost knocked out Leon Edwards in the last fight. So
that's facts.
I don't know. Who knows? MMA math never works, but I would love to see that fight because Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington, they're set to fight in November. This fight can also take place on the undercard, and then we can decide who might fight for that belt next.
That is an option right there. I mean, there's so much potential here, so many routes to take. But given that Colby's already scheduled for the fight, George is wanting to fight earlier, make that Leon Edwards fight.
Yeah, I would say have it on that same card, on the same November card, and let the cards fall where they may.
Yes, sir.
All right,
that makes sense.
What do we got now? Oh, some Conor McGregor updates. So he sent out a tweet today. You want to read it?
Sure. He said, guys, the September date is too early for me. I'm still in recovery. My docs/physical therapy team out here advised me to stay. I reckon late October at earliest, but maybe November, December too. It is hard to say at this time a concrete date, but I'm in. Wait for me, please.
Woo!
Is he literally referring to George Masvidal? I don't know who he's referring to.
I have no idea. So my guess is that they reached out to him, the UC team, or someone reached out to his team and said like, "Hey, do you want to fight in October?" He's like, "What the heck? I'm still in a cast."
But he literally can't fight for a year.
Yeah, who? That would be Conor. He's going to be,
He can't. That leg injury is at least a year's worth of rehabilitation.
I think Conor is probably rolling off the pills right now. Yeah. And he's in La La Land, and my boy's out here just tweeting up a muck. Yeah. I think the Twitter fingers are just cracking right now. He's on point with just staying up to date and trying to stay relevant.
But notice the emoji at the end. It's not an MMA goal. It's not.
Did you hear about the charity event that Conor McGregor's going to do?
No, I did not. What is it?
Okay. There's I don't know if this is what it's referring to. It kind of makes sense. There's a charity boxing match that Conor's supposed to do for the Irish Wheelchair Foundation, where he's going to box somebody in a wheelchair, some comedian impersonator, some guy.
From Ireland.
I don't know if the guy's from Ireland. I'll have to look more into it.
Okay.
Actually, if you could do that right now while I'm talking about it, that'd be super great. But apparently, he's supposed to be boxing some impersonator in a wheelchair match, celebrity wheelchair boxing match. I don't know how true this is. I don't know how legitimate it is. But goddamn, you've got to be kidding me.
Dude, what?
If this is what Conor's doing, I'm done, bro.
Bro, hold on.
I'm tapped.
Hold on. I think you know how the internet is, man. They be pushing out stuff, or they'll make a graphic or something. Half the time, they be lying on the internet. But how would this fight even be sanctioned? What, you're gonna have them rolling to each other
an exhibition
and just we'll start swinging until someone gets knocked out in their chair? Like what? I'm like, what?
I don't know. I don't know how it can physically be a good thing.
So it says that McGregor will participate in a wheelchair boxing match on September 11th, 2021 in Galway, Ireland, against comedian Elle Foran, who's Conor McGregor's impressions have racked up tens of I guess that Elle Foran is a guy that
does the Conor McGregor
impressions. Yeah.
So do I, but they end up turning Australian.
I don't even know how that works. It doesn't even look like Conor McGregor.
How can you forward that to me so I can upload it for the viewers to see? I'm so glad. Just save the photo and send it to me.
I'm pretty sure that now that we've read this, that makes, correlates with the two. Nevertheless, even if that is happening in November or December or October or any time, Conor McGregor, lay off the proper 12.
Dude, who would want to see that? No one.
Conor McGregor, drink some Ringside Beer.
Oh my god, bro! I can't even imagine that it's real. Like, hey, how's Conor
because
doing?
you only see stuff like that for like B or D-listing celebrities.
No, you'll see. I mean, you see Floyd Mayweather doing some questionable stuff like fighting Logan Paul, but at the end of the day, money is an issue, and I think that Conor's gotten to a point where he might just have to continue to try to make some revenue. And the broken leg problem.
That dude has.
It's shocking.
Hey, bro, he just bought a Lamborghini yacht, and you know the crew that lives on the crew that works on the yacht has to live there.
Yeah.
Oh damn! Really?
Yeah, bro. Watch the yacht shows, and it's gonna change your whole mind. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, they actually live on the yacht because they have to maintain it, fix if anything problems go wrong, or they literally are employed and then just live in a yacht. Dude, sounds like a dream job.
No, I'm a little claustrophobic, and I do not want to be out on the sea for 3 months at a time.
Same.
It probably gets old. Be like, bro, there's nothing but water that you see.
I need to watch the fights every Saturday.
I mean, you have to blame Titanic on that one though. That's why I don't like getting on boats.
No, I would just assume
there was enough room on that freaking door.
I would assume you just kind of like see everything within like the first couple hours. Like, oh yeah, I saw that on the boat. Then what does there do? And then like, oh, you can see the sea. Like, bro, I saw it. It's like there's water over there, and there's like water over here.
It curves. It's not flat. It curves.
There's wild creatures in it.
There's one wave right here.
Unless it turns into like Ghost Ship, and then there's like, then that would be dope. But
that was an underrated movie, man. That was such a good movie.
That is a good movie.
Great say that I've seen it.
No,
you haven't seen Ghost Ship?
I can't say that I've seen it.
Oh, do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna get it. But it's really good. All right, next current event. We are pretty stacked with current events this episode. Tatiana Suarez pulls out or sustains an injury to her knee and is now out of UFC 266. I believe that was
Yeah, that was the bum horn right there.
Oh
I'm
man,
so bummed.
I'm
so bummed, dude.
So, do you know Tatiana Suarez, Hector? No,
let's just pretend I don't know her.
Okay, so Tatiana Suarez, her story is just great to tell. Like, I mean, she's fought many battles. She's fought through cancer, came back. She fights out of Fontana, California, near a couple, next city over, I guess you would say. And she has always been, as early as I can remember, when we started doing Ringside Beer stuff. Yeah. She was one of the very first fighters that was like, hey, send me some Ringside Beer. Send me, I'm over here in LA. And I'm like, oh, damn. I was like, guys, hey, I have one fighter. She's up in the cover. She's going to be a champion soon, man. We need to get some Ringside Beer. I made these connections. And we just nothing happened just because everything shut down. But she was one of the very first talks with Ringside Beer here.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
Yeah, no, cool. This wasn't something that's just been, thought about. No, there's been some action putting into place, and even myself, I'd be trying to reach out to some fighters and try to get them involved, and yet to have that happen, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, at that point, we had already talked to managers and everything. Everything was kind of becoming into fruition.
Yeah,
and the big distribution center for the West Coast was supposed to happen, but the things shut down.
Yeah,
so it kind of been on pause because I don't even know when we're officially gonna 100% fully open. But that's the talks. I mean, Andy before he passed away was always talking about Tatiana as well.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the beautiful thing about Tatiana Suarez and also the Ringside Beer is through adversity. We adapt and survive, and even I would say excel. The excitement that I have for Ringside Beer and what we can accomplish is just tremendous, right? We have an idea of what this can be. And Tatiana Suarez has an idea of what her career could be. And she's unfortunately been plagued with these injuries that have been consistent. I truly believe she has the potential to be a champion one day. Once she gets to a point where she's overcome these injuries and adversity, she's going to thrive in the UFC.
Yeah, I feel like even though she's been away for so long, I feel like she's still up there. Like she could go fight for that belt and win it. Like that's how good she is, man. Okay. Her first fight, excuse me if I get it wrong, but I'm pretty sure you were fighting in San Jacinto for your very first MMA amateur debut fight. And I forgot I don't know if it was a casino or what, but I remember she fought out of there.
I can't say that I know, but I've become a fan over a long period of time. And I follow her on social media, and like what she does outside of the cage is awesome too.
Yeah.
Just to once again reiterate the amount of adversity that she's has gone through and has accomplished so many things.
Yeah.
It's pretty fascinating to see her still, having that motivation to try and bounce back, So it's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. I'm such a big fan. So this was like huge blow. I was like, when that scene from Hard Times where Batman dude, what's his name? Christian Bell. When he was like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, I was like that, dude. I
can't say that I'm familiar, but once you add the clip,
I'm gonna add the clip. I'm gonna be like, dude, that's exactly how I felt. That summed up my emotion right there. I was like, no, Tatiana. Like, Alexa Grasso.
Speaking of Christian Bale.
Oh, right there.
Oh,
and it all ties in together. All ties in together.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, her, Alexa Grasso. I mean, there's a selected few fans. Go back to the one. Selected few fighters, I should say, that I will ride and die hard. I don't even, whatever happens, I'm riding down. And Tatiana's one of them. But we have a quote. This was a quote from one of her, from her Instagram story, right?
Yes. So she says, I sustained a very bad knee injury, and now I need surgery. I can't believe it's my reality, but it is. And when they do a story on me, it's going to be the most kick-ass story out there. Because when I make my comeback, it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait for it.
And we can't wait to see it, man. It's...
That's a kick-ass story if I ever heard one.
Yeah, it is. But she goes further and elaborates on a Instagram post. And she says,
life really hits us hard sometimes. I'd lie and say I have it together, but I don't. It's been tough to say the least. I was really excited to fight again, and I felt so ready and up for the task. I still can't believe this is my reality. It's heartbreaking to say the least. I was in the same position a little over 2 years ago. I had to suck it up and focus on getting healthy. I did just that, and here I am in the very same spot. This has to be one of the most challenging times of my life. But as you all know, my journey has been filled with challenges, injuries, cancer, more injuries. But my journey has also been filled with many victories. I'm going to focus on those victories and to carry me on. I have an amazing support system. My life is filled with people who love me and believe in me, and that is priceless. Thank you to all for your love and support. When I come back, it will be better than every sports comeback story out there. I truly believe that. I believe I'm the best in the world. There's not a single doubt in my mind. Only up from here. #head up.
Yes, man. I was looking forward to UFC 266, man. That was the highlight. But I wish you all the best, Tatiana Suarez. We wish you all the best over here at Ringside Beer.
Yes,
we're big fans of yours. And shoot, man. If you're up for it, you can be on the podcast and just tell your story.
In a heartbeat. We'd dedicate the whole episode.
Seriously, the whole episode. Your picture on the thumbnail. That's it.
She's local. She doesn't have to drive that far.
Sure, we'll bring it to you.
It's only half an hour.
I know. If that, man.
If that. When you hit traffic.
And we'll have a nice cold Ringside Beer waiting for you.
I know. You go. Long overdue.
Dude, the plugs today have been on one.
I know. All right, Tatiana Suarez, we wish you the best. Heal up, and we love you over here, man.
Yes.
All right.
Hope to see you soon.
Next current event. Another pullout game is strong on this episode. Is Amanda Nunes tests positive for COVID-19. Fight with Juliana Pena at UFC 265 canceled. That's the fight that's happening this weekend. Wow. That was the headliner.
You guys used that button a lot today.
Yeah.
Been let down a lot today.
Damn.
I know she's always had the sinus infection nose problem. Like, she has pulled out of fights because of that, but I don't know. Obviously, she tested positive for COVID-19. I don't know how severe her symptoms are. All I can say is I wish her a speedy recovery, and I just don't know how severe it is. And this story came out earlier in the week.
Yeah, just a little earlier in the week, yeah.
A little early in the week, and still no details have came out. So I really hope
I don't think there will be much. I think this is going to be one of those stories that stays real low-key. I don't think they want to release any type of information that's going to bring down Amanda Nunes' stock.
Yeah, no, I think it will come out eventually. I mean, next when her fight gets lined up again, and, we'll talk about it. But I don't know. I wish her a speedy recovery. I don't know how severe her symptoms are. And, Yeah, I
hope it's not lingering effects like with Khamzat Chimaev. I hope that she doesn't have long-lasting injuries or
Cody Garbrandt
issues.
too.
Yeah, same with him. You just don't really know how it's going to affect you until time has passed. So let's see. But we do wish you the best. We wish you a speedy recovery, and we can't wait to see you get back into the ring. I was rooting for Juliana Pena that fight, so.
Did he have a backup for Juliana Pena since she's
no, because she was gonna fight for the title, and she was the only fighter calling out.
Now, why is the UFC not making an interim belt? They want to go and do all these nonsense like the fight this weekend. We'll get into that, but over here with the interim belts and whatnot, why not throw one out here? Even if Amanda Nunes doesn't deserve to have her belt taken away, of course not. Neither did Francis Ngannou.
Now, who would you be able to quickly replace for an interim title if let's say you could? Who would fight Juliana Pena?
Holly Holm. This is the first.
Dude.
I don't think that. Well, Holly Holm's not.
I thought it did something.
number
She
one
has
contender.
a fight lined up with someone else, but
Misha.
the
Misha
friends,
Tate.
Misha Tate and Juliana Pena. Obviously, they're really good friends.
Yeah.
But you could have it where, like, all right, you guys want it that bad? Here's your one chance. You guys have to fight each other. Oh,
Sean Shelby.
Hey, that's a good
Smell
one right
you
there,
later, boy. Smell you later, Sean.
I
mean, the possibility of that happening.
They would have
Slim
announced
to
it
none,
this
for sure.
week though.
Yeah, because it's.
And Misha Tate didn't really take that much damage in her comeback fight. So that's actually a great fight.
Thanks, bro.
For an interim belt.
Why not?
Dana White, are you listening?
I know.
We're doing your job for you.
Shout
brother.
out to Russell Westbrook.
It's like,
Hashtag, why
Dana,
not?
Yo, Dana, my back is killing me on this episode today.
My neck and my back.
And my neck and my back. You know what would relieve that pain?
Some
Ringside beer. Beer, 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 beer.
Ringside Beer since 2012. Committed to bringing fight fans quality lagers and ales. Ringside Beer is proud to offer fresh beer in both 16-ounce cans and on draft. Look for our flagship American-style lager, Irish-style red ale, or any of our other beers in your area. Shop at ringsidebeerstore.com for t-shirts, hats, and tap handles. Get in touch at ringsidebeer.com. Get in the ring.
Be ringside. Ringside beer. Beer, 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 beer. Okay. It's like you already know what's coming.
Yeah, I do.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Not good. I got it already.
That's good, man. All right, guys, let's get into some fight recaps. And the one fight that we pretty much talked about last week was the UFC Vegas 33, headlined by Uriah Hall versus Sean Strickland.
If I may.
Go ahead.
This boy Alex is a man of his word. He sent me the $5 because he knew that your boy picked right.
Yeah, you did, man. I was. All right, hold on. Let's be real. I picked Uriah Hall because he snapped a dude's leg in half and was not even checking.
moving.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, you know what? And he was riding a four win streak right there. Right,
Yeah.
Uriah Hall. So
It's not my fault that Chris Weidman is built Ford tough. Fix or repair daily. I'm just playing. I was thinking about that joke. No, I like Uriah Hall. Technically, he's one of the more well-respected fighters. He's got a resume. He's done some amazing highlights. He's done, lots of things for the sport. And against someone like Sean Strickland, who is a strong competition, the odds are going to more than likely always be in Uriah Hall's favor, if we're just being honest.
That's what I thought when I was making my pick. I was like, oh, you know what? Uriah Hall's been in the sport longer. He has more experience. He should be able to get this win. Sean Strickland, you followed more of his career, right? Like than me?
Well, if that's the case, then that's pretty bad. I would say I've become a little more familiar with him as of recently.
I would say that.
But
then, yeah.
his what really stands out to me is just his like interactions when he's having interviews and stuff. Dude says some wild stuff. That to me is what is more standout than his actual fighting style.
Yeah, and quick little note, he fights out of Corona, California, which is not that far away from here. So I was like, bro. When they announced that, I was like, what? I was like, Sean's from Corona, California. I was like,
the beautiful thing about being in SoCal, we're 2 hours away from everything, bro.
Right, like it's true. 3 hours, and we're pretty much in Vegas. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, maybe like 2.5 for your boy because I drive a little fast.
Yeah. Same. But I mean, what do you guys think of the fight overall? I mean, I'll go with Jason first.
I thought it definitely did not go how I expected. I expected Uriah Hall to be a little more competitive. I thought he was going to be a little more aggressive and actually a little more able to withstand and kind of overcome what Sean Strickland had to offer. But that wasn't the case at all. It just seemed like it was a constant catch-up game for Uriah Hall. He was trying to catch up in positions, trying to catch up in striking. He was trying to catch up against the fence, doing the most instead of actually it coming naturally to him and him having control.
Now, I feel like he was playing catch-up because of the first round. I felt like the first round was probably the most competitive. The first half, I should say. The first half of the first round was the most competitive in my eyes until Sean landed I believe it was a right hook that kind of messed up Uriah Hall's eye. And after that, Uriah Hall was kind of blinking. He never could really figure out the timing of Sean. And Sean was really landing at will. Those jabs were landing all night. And it was a very dominant, one-sided fight that, Sean just implemented his pressure and got the decision pretty easily. My eyes.
He showed he was the better fighter that night. And moving forward, it sends his trajectory way up and it sends Uriah Hall's kind of way down. And it's unfortunate, but Uriah Hall took to Instagram or Twitter, if I'm not mistaken, and he stated, tough one last night. Congratulations to Strickland MMA. I was prepared. He was just the better man last night. This one hurts, but I'll be back. Thank you for all the messages and love. It means more than you know. Oos.
And it's to lose on your birthday, man. That was tough.
Hey, bro. Sometimes all of your birthdays ain't gonna be good birthdays.
Nah, man.
It's your birthday. You can cry if you want to.
No. Man, yeah. Tough for I'm obviously a fan, so I was like, shit,
Yeah, not so.
I gotta pay Jason. I was like, shoot. I was like, pay him.
Never fun, bro. For Alex.
I know it's never fun for me.
It's fun for me,
dude. Because I'm super competitive when it comes to that. I'm like,
oh man, you remember at the beginning of the year when your boy was on a heater?
Oh yeah, I was like, what is going on, dude? He was winning back to back. I was like, what is going on, Jay?
I was just picking and it was just landing.
I couldn't pick a winner to save my life, and then all of a sudden, momentum changed and things got back to somewhat normal. And then I'm starting losing again. I was like, all right.
That's funny. You want to pick a winner, boy? Dig up there.
Anywho, well, congratulations, Sean. That was a well-fought victory there. Did you want to add to it, Hecker?
I was just expecting another broken leg.
Ooh,
that's what I was expecting.
My boy, his expectations are a little high.
But then I saw the fight. And I was like, oh, nah, that's cool.
Yeah, I
overhyped myself on that one.
When you see a fight and you're like, you know what, they fought that fight to just win the fight, like how would you say, like a kind of like a point fighter. You weren't going in for the knockout. Mm-hmm. You were kind of just
conservative.
Yeah, it felt like that. It felt like the fight overall kind of felt like that. Not saying it was that. Obviously, you guys were throwing bombs. I don't want your fans to go after me. I could already see it right now.
Do it. See the fans come through. No. Drop a comment or two.
Leave it for Jason. Hold on. I'm trying to. I'm like, hold on. Obviously, they were throwing bombs. I'm saying is just. You know what I'm saying? The co-main event. I forgot the girl's name.
Cheyenne buys.
Oh my God! See, that's what I'm comparing it to. When you go off that co-main event, where it ended in the first minute of the first round.
Yeah.
Gosh, by a vicious kick to the face.
Not only vicious, but like the most perfectly timed, executed kick I've ever seen in my life. Because if it was a half of a second earlier, it would have been illegal because the one arm was still on the ground.
Yeah.
That would indicate that person's a grounded fighter. But no, she literally, as the fingers got up, it was just like the kick just helped her
launched her
gave
back.
her some real momentum.
That was crazy.
So that's where I'm trying to compare it to, because obviously watching the co-main event and going into the main event, expectations were a little high after that.
Did you see any like the post-fight press conferences and the story of Cheyenne buys?
I saw some of the things that she left. I forgot where she left to, but moved to Las Vegas. Had no more money left. She got the bonus, was crying because she got that money and was, that was going to help her with her future.
Yeah, she was
all in. Yeah. Go ahead. You can add to it. I'm just kind of giving the highlights.
She was down $15,000 and she owed people some money, and her account was currently overdrafted. And she went in to win the fight, and she was expecting her 10 to show, 10 to win, and she was expecting to just give the check away and to kind of just be able to break even. And she was okay with that because she knew that that's the best thing that she could do. Mm-hmm. And then coming into it and winning that $50,000 bonus, that like changes your entire life. I mean, somebody gave me $50,000. I don't know. Me and Alex, we'd be thinking about some things. We really have some things in the works.
So Jason just left and started his own podcast with $50,000.
I'm like, no, I'll still be here on Mondays, but you more than welcome to come through to my studio.
You're like Tuesday through Sunday. I'm filled. I'm booked.
Like, Alex, did you know the Roadcaster 2 is already out, bro? I got a brand new one. I got GoPro 10s.
I know, man. You got the equipment before it even comes out, bro.
All I know is Alex set the gold standard, though, because throughout this entire process of making this podcast, he's literally been getting the most high-tech, up-to-date, newest stuff. We're not skimping over here, boys. Like, we're not skimping.
Thank you.
4K. Check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, the Cheyenne fight. So I had way higher expectations going to the main event. So, but dude, kudos to you, man. Cheyenne, that was. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Yeah, kudos to you. Congratulations on winning that. I felt the emotion. You got me so hyped for the main event, and then the main event,
It's kind of hard to follow up something like that.
Exactly. Super hard to follow up. That's what I'm trying to get at. Okay,
I got it.
Before the fans start, oh my God, you should do your research, man. Jeez.
Do your research and watch all the previous Ringside Beer episodes.
We know what we're talking about here.
A little bit. All right, guys, let's get into some fight announcements here. These are fights that got announced over the week, and some big ones that got announced. This mega fight. Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure I called this one like years back.
Oh my God. This is going to be the co-main event to UFC, the fight in November. UFC 268.
Says it in the picture.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think off the dome here, but thank you for calling that.
When it's in front of you.
All right. God, you're like my kid, dude. We're just like Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje. Hercules, man. And now we have a date, November 6th. We didn't have a date for when we announced the last one, Usman versus Covington 2. Yeah. There was no date official. So
no, this is the fight to make, boys. At the end of the day, these two dudes have to square off. With the way that Michael Chandler just lost and with the way that Justin Gaethje lost to Khabib, they both are in a position to fight for that, number one contender spot. Because in all honesty, it only takes one fight for Michael Chandler to get back to that title shot, and it only takes one fight for Justin Gaethje as well. They both deserve to be in that title mix.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be exciting. Next up, we have Douglas Lima versus Michael Venom Page. This is the rematch, and this is the one that Michael Venom Page is looking forward to that I was reading.
I'm sure he is, because the way he got put out last time.
Oh, bro.
If you guys don't know, please go look up the Bellator highlights for Douglas Lima versus Michael Venom Page, the first one. Because that shit is insane. That is literally one of the most fascinating ways on how to get knocked out.
Now, I don't watch a lot of Bellator fights, but this one right here, Bellator 267 in London, October 1st. This one's, I feel like this is a must-watch right here.
Before we jump off to the next thing, Bellator, you got to give him a chance, brother. Because this last event that just happened with AJ McKee versus Patricio Pitbull, holy smokes.
Was it good?
It was so crazy. So I just gotten off of work, and I was pulling into the house, and I was home alone because Anna was gone, and so I had parked, and I'm like, oh, there's a fight tonight, Bellator. So I looked, because it was like 9 o'clock at night. I put it on just right when they're walking out. So the same scenario with Dustin Poirier and McGregor happened to me with that one. So I was so hyped, dude. So I'm in my car chilling, doing my thing, and then they're walking out, and I'm just so hyped. All of a sudden, you just see AJ McKee coming out real strong, real wide, real open, and Pitbull, Patricio was staying back. It was like he was staying far from where he should have been. He should have been trying to close distance, get into the range, and actually get into some clinch work and stuff like that. Fight his fight. No way. AJ McKee had him at a distance. Head kick came. Boom. You could tell Pitbull got rocked. He wasn't out. He got rocked. AJ McKee caught him and started swinging on him a little bit, caught him in the headlock, and just cranked that like Soulja Boy. Yanked that thing. Yanked that boy and put him out. And that was a hell of a fight.
And he got the 1 million grand prize, right?
Got the belt, got the 1 million grand prize, got... who do you call out? Max Holloway called out all the featherweights in the division. Whoa. And he even got Scott Coker to say he's open for a cross promotion.
Oh, that would be awesome. Him versus Max. I saw him do the call out too.
Scott said do it. So we're waiting on you, Dana.
Yeah, Dana no 100% won't do that. He won't do cross promotions with another MMA league to help build their brand. That's their competition. So he's never.
If you're going to promote a brand like Conor McGregor,
like you
should do something like that.
You would have to have someone so big like Floyd Mayweather or the Floyd Mayweather version of that in Bellator in order for them to do something that big. There's no way, because they would have to be beneficial and pull enough numbers like the UFC.
There's not one fighter on Bellator that can actually do that.
Yeah.
There's just not one.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. The next fight announcement is Norma Dumont versus Holly Holm, October 16th for UFC Fight Night.
This is the battle of the guns right here, boy. Both these ladies got some guns.
Yeah. Norma fights out of Brazil. Holly Holm fights out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. So this is going to be exciting. Exciting to watch. I want to see how Holly Holm does, because I feel like she could still be in the works. Her rematching Miesha Tate would be a great fight too.
Hell yeah, man. I'm I'm all for it. It's kind of nice to see that Holly Holm's still at a high competitive level.
Yeah. All right. The last fight announcement is Walt Harris versus Tai Tuivasa, October 30th. Halloween weekend. This is perfect. Heavyweights.
Scary times.
Oh my God. And Tai Tuivasa, you know it's gonna be a party with him.
Yeah, I mean, Walt Harris has the ability to put you out. And he has a tremendous, story behind him as well.
I can't. His story.
Yeah, I don't even want to go into it, but go educate yourself, guys. At the end of the day, his story is, tremendous.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's horrible. But you could tell that's what fuels him, In comparison to Tai Tuivasa, this guy is trending upwards. He's peaking, he's hitting a good stride right now. And he's definitely becoming a more well-rounded fighter. So it's nice to see where both these guys are at.
Yeah, definitely going to be a fun fight to watch. I would highly recommend watching that one October 30th, man. All right, let's get into the fights that are happening this weekend. It's UFC 265, Derek Lewis versus
Serial
Gain for the interim heavyweight championship this Saturday, August 7th at the Toyota Center in Texas.
Balls is hot. I can't wait to see what post-fight, speech my boy Derek Lewis has, especially once he wins the belt.
Now, quick prediction, guys. Who do we think is going to win? I'll kick it off with Jason first.
Derek Lewis, first round knockout.
Damn.
100.
100. I'm going with Derek Lewis too, man. I have to go with Derek Lewis in Texas. I want to see a happy fairy tale ending, to his career, because he's rightfully earned that, man. He's
100%.
If he can get the belt, why not in Texas? Have that one shot, have the belt, celebrate it, take your photos in Texas, and just be a living legend in Texas too,
Yeah. And he already has a win over the heavyweight champ, so.
Yeah.
Damn.
Who'd you go?
Well, there has to be an underdog in this situation, so I'm going to go with Gain on this one.
Oh. Attaboy.
I'm going to go with Gain on this one.
Now,
nothing would be better than for him to beat Derek Lewis in his hometown. In Texas. Home of the Cowboys.
Now, hold on.
Do you Yo, know nothing about basketball or football. Shut up.
Oh, hold on.
That was actually a perfect one for Alex. Because
I know.
He really don't.
Literally, I was like, yeah, that was for me.
But anytime I hear the Cowboys, it's always.
Oh, Haxter's a big Cowboy fan over here. Oh, you
That
guys
is until around December, January time. No, I'm just kidding.
Before we get into it, do you want to make a bet for this weekend?
Do I?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you? I'm asking you. Quick little one.
$10?
$10. I'll do it.
$10.
I got Derek Lewis. You got game.
All right.
Yeah, I'll stay out of the bet this time because I'm already rolling in the dough.
I'll make sure to sell you on Friday.
All right. Oh, shoot. At you. I'm not even going to be. Shoot, where am I going this week? I'm being out of town this weekend.
Yeah, thank goodness you can still send money electronically.
I know, right? All right, guys. Shoot. Well, you guys enjoy the fights this weekend. I'm going to have to figure out where I'm going to watch this because I'm going to be at the hotel.
Oh, if there's a will, there's a way. That boy, you got an iPad. You got to.
I'm going to have to do any of those things, yeah. Well,
get it for free,
or I don't know. I pay for all my stuff, so
legally free.
So I'm putting that out there. I pay for all my pay-per-views. So
I play the fifth.
You guys enjoy the fights this weekend. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the love and support on our videos.
Yes, sir.
Get yourself, if you're in the downtown Sarasota, Florida area, get yourself some Ringside Beer. We have a bunch of locations. Go on to the Ringside Beer page on Facebook. We have some locations there.
It's on tap. It's on draft.
A little heads up before the post. Now, if you are in Florida, downtown Sarasota area, you can go on to TotalWines.com. Look up Ringside Beer, and now you can order directly online and have it delivered to your door.
Oh,
TotalWines.com. If you're in the downtown Sarasota area, go ahead and pick some Ringside Beer up, guys.
Florida got all the good stuff.
And take a picture and tag us in it.
Tag us in it. All right, guys. Well, that being said, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for sticking around for this episode, the 50th episode. And until next time, guys,
be
ringside.
We love you.
Bye.